T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women share to be bold and take risks. The talks. Women say what they feel and mean what
A moment there.
say.
I think it was a really long
Believing
week
your
this week.
power, so much power. Yeah. The talks where women share.
What's up, everybody? We are here. We're live. We late and we live. What's going on? Vault Talks with Michelle in the building. What's going on? If you're catching us live, hello. What's going on? You catch us on the replay. What it do show today? We are here in the building and we're excited to be here. So,
Yes.
Sharika, take us on in, baby girl. Take us on in.
Oh, me?
Oh, you. Jamaica! Go ahead and take us on in, mama.
Did she get the tequila she was asking for? It seems like it.
Not yet. Not yet.
I get the feeling that she did, you know. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Vault Talks Women Share. I am Sharika Swaby, and I will be your semi-host this evening. And today we have the beautiful Takara Nicole, who's going to tell you a little bit about herself. But you probably already know her, but she will again, just in case. And we also have the beautiful Miss Michaela Perry, the growth spurt. So today we're going to be talking about goal setting. And the year we're halfway in. It's not too late. If you fell off the treadmill that you were on, you still have time to get back on and get some things done and make progress for the other 6 months that's coming. So our guest today is gonna help you, just in case you need some help. She's gonna be here to help you get back on track. All right. So Mr. Cara Nicole, tell us about yourself.
What's going on, everybody? It's yours truly, Takara Nicole, aka the Identity Architect, as I help Christian female entrepreneurs live, unlock, and rediscover their purpose by building brands, books, businesses, and themselves. Why? And we all have a story. So I am the proud founder of Voss Consulting and Publishing International, where I help my clients monetize their genius, whether they're an author for the first time or the fifth time. I help them to understand authorship, to shift that ship. Yes, and sail big and bright into entrepreneurship, because a lot of people think that, oh, I'm an author and I can't make money. Yes, there are so many things that you can do with authorship, and I help my clients do that, and I love that. Founder of this amazing platform, Vault Talks Women Share, and Voss TV Network is coming soon on your Roku channel near you, y'all. So we are the EFG of media, all things empowerment, family, and growth. Super excited.
Okay, beautiful, Takara. Thank you so much. Michaela, you're up.
Well, hello. I am Michaela Perry, aka the Growth Spur, and I am here to just spread my love and light to all y'all fine people here tonight. And I am an insurance underwriter, an author, writer, entrepreneur. I'm, trying to transition out of, corporate America onto my own ship, So I am just here, like I said, just spreading love and light. And that is it.
Thank you so much, Michaela. And this is Sharika Swaby, if you didn't already know. I'm the Mind Reset Strategist. I am a spiritual alignment coach. So what I do is I help you get your mind, body, and spirit working in one accord so that you are on that straight path to get into the destination that you want to get to. I am also the author of An Introduction to Freedom. That's a book that gets you on your journey as well. And I host a podcast or an Instagram show called Conversations with Sharika, where I share stories that can help people get unstuck. Right. So today, oh, I see another of our co-hosts just rejoined us. Shanice, would you mind telling the watchers or viewers a little bit about you, please?
Say that. I'm so sorry. It's like going in and out. Would I mind telling you what?
Oh, I was saying, go ahead and introduce yourself to the viewers.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. It's been a while. But my name is Shanice. I am the CEO and founder of an amazing skincare brand, Bare Skin USA. And I am also the founder of Let's Talk Women's Empowerment Network. So I'm excited to join you all today.
Beautiful,
All right.
amazing. And then today we have a phenomenal guest. She will be talking about goal setting equals alignment. Her name is Roberta. She spent 8 years in the United States Army teaching people strategies of how to survive, how to get the best results out of what you are doing and stuff like that. She's a leader, she's an entrepreneur, she's a people person, she's a helper. She is just a phenomenal person. And today she's the one who's gonna lead you on into the rest of your year, ensuring that it's a success and you do succeed and do so massively. So please welcome Roberta to the show. Hi.
How are you
Hi,
guys?
Roberta.
How's everybody?
Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm excited. Thank you, first of all, for letting me on your platform. I love what you guys are doing here. It's so incredible. But just to introduce myself, like you said, my name is Roberta, and I am the CEO and founder of Zero to Strong. And what we do is we host workshops and networking groups and things for women leaders in business as well as women entrepreneurs. So we've been doing that since 2014, and it has been amazing. So thank you so much again. So we are talking about goals. Guys, so where do we start? This is my favorite subject, Car, as you know. But we're talking about goals and, just trying to make it happen. It's not too late. Even though we are in June right now, for those big goals that you have, it is not too late to accomplish them. All right, you just got to start small, because when you start thinking big, it just gets so overwhelming. You got all these ideas going on and everything. You don't know where to start. And what happens is that you don't take a start anywhere. You just don't do it. So we really have to think about really starting off small. The next thing is we want to focus on our why. That is a huge thing for us. Just focus on your why. What is the reason that you're wanting to do these goals in the first place? And sometimes it doesn't have everything to do with you. You're doing it for other people as well, maybe for your community, or I know you guys have been talking about losing weight and everything. Sometimes you're not doing it for yourself. If you can't dig deep enough, because you got to have a certain discipline and consistency and everything to do it. And if you can't do it for yourself, then do it for that person who may be waiting for you to do it, right? If we talk about losing weight, maybe we don't have that drive to do it ourselves, but maybe you're doing it for your son, maybe you're doing it for your daughter to get healthy, your family, your significant other, whatever that may be. Just think about that as your big why. Most of our goals are connected to other people. They definitely are. So think about that why. The next thing we want to talk about is setting up your environment for success. That goal is, especially, I'm just kind of bringing it to losing weight and everything, but make sure your environment is right. Like, for example, you're wanting to lose weight. You don't want a bunch of snacks and all this stuff in the kitchen, right? So you want to make sure your environment's right there. And, get some nice workout gear, right? Get some nice workout gear, nice tank top or something. Make it fun. And set all that stuff out in the morning. And that goes with any goals that you have, the big goals, the little goals. Your environment has to be right. Get yourself organized. And once you do that, I'm telling you, it's going to be so much better. So we usually have the gifts and the skills, the resources, and everything to start our goals. And we know what that end vision looks like. Sometimes we start at the beginning and then all of a sudden we jump into the end because we know what we want that vision to look like. But what I recommend is to enjoy the journey in between. We go from one end to the other so quickly and we don't even enjoy that journey in between. So take those steps to enjoy the journey, because that's the most important part when it comes to your goals, that journey in between. That's the most important part. And when you're able to share your testimony with someone and your story, when you're able to complete this big goal, they're going to want to know, what was your journey like in between there? Because, that's when we're comparing ourselves to other people. We're looking at their beginning and we're looking at their end, but we have no idea of what that journey looks like in between. So we want to make sure that, we're able to focus on that great journey. So the last thing I'm going to do, I don't want to take up too much of your time, is just kind of take accountability for your own actions when it comes to your goals. Don't wait for others. Sometimes when we're working with partners and things like that, we have to wait for others. But take accountability for your own actions. Don't be afraid, because most of the time when we're waiting for something, it's because we got a fear behind it. But take accountability for your actions and don't wait for others. There was a young lady who I talked to not long ago. And since we're talking about kind of working out, you guys been talking about that. She had a workout partner and they were working out at the gym, for weeks upon weeks. And then all of a sudden her workout partner, her schedule had changed. So she stopped working out. And because she stopped working out, the young lady stops working out, right? So that's what I mean. Sometimes we're waiting for other people when we shouldn't be. We just need to keep going. So those are kind of my tips for the goals. Do it. If you got to do it afraid, just do it. And if you've got to repivot, sometimes we're in the midst of our goals and then obstacles come our way and it really challenges us. So if you got to take a step back to kind of look back, some people say we shouldn't go backwards. Sometimes you got to take a look back to go forward, right? So if you got to stop for a moment, don't quit totally. But if you've got to stop for a moment just to refocus, it's okay. It doesn't mean that you failed. It's okay to pivot sometimes. And that's when I say, whatever goals that you have, always have a goal plan. Always write it out. We talk about vision boards at the beginning of the year, but even if you've been many years into your plan and you're saying, oh, I think I got it all up in here, you need to put it on paper where you can see it every day. We're visual people, right? So we got to see it every day. And that is also going to help you on those times when you may have to pivot. You have to look at that plan again and make some changes and everything, but you might have to pivot, and it's okay. It doesn't mean that you're failing or anything. Failure is not a problem. It is not. Failure is a good thing, because failing helps you put systems into place so that you're able to accomplish the big things. So that's what I'm going to stop right there. I don't want to take all of your time.
Well, no, when you said that, all I can hear is true failure is not trying.
Yes, absolutely. That is so true. It's okay. You gotta just keep moving, and sometimes we think it's a bad thing when we fail, but that's just yes, your plan B. You got to come up with the plan B. You got to put some systems into place to make it work. That's how you learn through your experiences, actually through failing. So it's actually a good thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I feel like you was talking to me when you was talking about the enjoy the journey in between.
Yes. And we all do that. We do. We start at the beginning. We got everything that we need. We've done the research, everything. And then all of a sudden you're focusing on the end. But there's so much in between that. And people need to share that. They need to share that journey, because we get into that moment where we're like comparing ourselves to each other. because you've seen somebody's jump from one end to the next, but you don't know what they've done in between. You have no idea. So that's why we need to share that. It's an amazing journey, yeah.
Yeah, wow, Roberta, you said so much. Okay, you said a lot and a lot that I resonated with. One of the things I resonated with the most was um, when you said, don't wait for anybody, right?
Yeah.
So I had literally had an experience where I had moved on mentally to a place where I now knew what I wanted to do and what I didn't want to do, right? And when I switched from what I finally knew when I knew finally knew what I wanted to do, I knew what I didn't want to do, right? So I switched from what I didn't want to do to what I wanted to do, and I waited for someone else's mindset to catch up to mine to say, okay, let's be on the same be on the same pace, be in the same vibrational space, be thinking the same way. And I waited for years for that to happen. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea.
Wow.
but,
I
but
know.
I did that, and it didn't work, right? At some point I had to go ahead and say, it's time for me to move forward with the thing that I've been given to do. So I actually did that at one point.
Yeah, that is, I've been there myself too, definitely. And sometimes we wait on things because of other people's fears too. Somebody else might be fear of this journey that, because
Hmm.
just to give you an idea, I was in the military. I'm a veteran now. I spent 8 years in the military, but I went in a time where I had to have my parents, sign for me and everything.
Right,
And
right.
my
Mhm.
father, especially my father, he had this fear. He first of all, he didn't believe that women should be in the military. and, and he just had a real fear behind that, and so did all my friends. And so if I had let them stop me, because of their fear or they just wasn't ready yet, I would have missed out on so many opportunities. I mean, I feel like that being in the military made me a big part of who I am. So sometimes we just can't wait on other people, or we can't let other people's fears control our lives, our destination. And we just gotta keep moving. And that's another thing, with these goals. A big thing is like the power of your circle. Your support system, who you've got behind you. That's really big. That's you've got to make sure you got the right people behind you who are going to support you on these goals, and they're going to escalate, you'll elevate to the next level just as quickly as possible with the right circle. They'll help you along the way. They won't hinder it at all.
Absolutely. 100% agree. Shanice, do you want to chime in?
I definitely agree with that. Fear is something that we're going to face. And, you just have to go through it. Life comes with that. One thing about myself, I will say, I'm in a stage of transition. And it was fear that was really keeping me back. So, for example, just to kind of let you in a little bit, um, I'm moving, right? So I decided that I want to leave my home. I want to move. I want to go experience something different. But here so long was just comfortability and fear, right? I'm like, well, what if I go out there and do this and this doesn't work out and that? So, but fear is a part of the process. So I'm to the point where I understand that now. And it's just so relief. Like, there's just a sense of relief to know that, hey, this is normal to feel like this, and it's going to be okay. Like she said, if you just have your goals and write it down, and I write everything down. So you're so right. So I agree wholeheartedly.
It sounds like we're going through the same thing.
was just about to say a third mover on the show because you're moving, Rika's moving, and now Shanice is moving. I wonder what's going on. A lot of movement happening. Let's see what happens, shall we? Takara, are you hiding from us or do you want to chime in?
No, I'm not hiding. I am reflecting and really just thinking about um, how if I didn't set goals, where would I be? Um, Jeez. I remember when goal setting was first introduced to me, and it was something that I ran from because of the responsibility of putting things on paper, really doing that digging to kind of figure out what you really wanted to do. It's one thing to say it, but when you put it on paper and then you let other people come and read what you're writing that are keeping you accountable, it's like there's no way that you can backpedal. There's no way that you can, slip out of this. There's no exit. And so for some people that's very scary when we don't have an exit because people are keeping us so accountable to where they believe in what we're doing so much that they want to come aside us and say, "No, I'm not going to let you do that." And so I do it for a lot of people. And I'm starting to get people to do it for me. And it's a little scary at times, especially I was talking to a mentee of mine today, and we were just talking about leaping into the unknown and kind of doing what we want to do, and how people are always going to have something to say. Well, that's not in alignment with this, and one day you're doing this, and the next day you're doing this. And I had somebody tell me earlier this year, basically, I was confused because I was doing all these things, and I had to really sit and look at myself and the goals that I'm setting and the voice that I'm listening to, which is Jesus himself, right? So it's like, am I going to listen to what you're telling me about me being all over the place? Or am I going to continue to follow the one who's never left me, the one who continues to create the path, the one who always makes a way for me? And so, I was telling my mentee today, I said, don't let people tell you something that they can't back up with, taking care of you. So don't allow somebody's words to say that you're not good enough to do this, that, and the third, and then you don't do it. And it's that one thing that is a passive income is met because you didn't do what you knew that what you were supposed to do. And so I was basically sharing with her, don't allow someone's opinions to be I said, that's what I said. I said, can their opinions translate into you paying the phone bill? Can their opinions translate into you paying the power bill? Can their opinions translate into, and she was like, oh my God, I didn't think of it like that. And so, really just thinking about, we listen to so many voices and people, but why? And my boo and I were talking about that today, and which is ironic. We're talking about this. Have you ever gone to someone and you know that 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 you're supposed to do this thing, and this person comes and says, "Well, I don't think you should," and then you be like, "Well, I shouldn't." And knowing your gut tells you that you should, but you have the wrong people around you telling you that you shouldn't. And that's something that's dangerous as well. So I'm just reflecting, just thinking, this whole entering into your 40s is a whole different ball game. You start thinking different, you start moving different, you start responding different. You start flicking your hair different. I mean, there's a lot of differences that go on when you enter into the year 40. And so I'm enjoying authentically being me and not giving a care what anybody has to say. And I'm like Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone's a brand. He's into real estate. He's into this. He's into that. So you can't tell me that doesn't make sense. So why can't I do the same if that's what I'm supposed to be doing? I'm just saying. So that's me. Just thinking, taking it all in.
I love that, Takara. I really, really love that. And it made me think of I saw a quote the other day. I think it was from Mark Wahlberg, right? And it said something like, when God gives you a dream, I'm not quoting word for word here, but it's something like, when God gives you a dream, He's not looking at your bank account. He's not checking your bank account, he's checking your faith, right? So I posted it on my WhatsApp status, right? Someone saw it and responded like, if you believe that, you're delusional. And I haven't responded, right? I haven't responded. I'm like, psh. Like it doesn't do anything to me, right? It kind of made me more grounded in my faith, so to speak, because I'm like, I'm gonna show you, right? But but it just sharing because of how people think. The response was, if you believe that, you're delusional. So I mean, I get it. We have to be strong in our faith about what we want and know where we're going and have those goals and look on them every day. And the goals are what keep you coming back to doing it. If you fall off one day, maybe you don't feel so up to it, maybe you're tired or something is going on, and when you sit down maybe the next day or next week and you remember where you're going, that pushes you to get back up and start again. So you definitely need to get those goals down there. Michaela, what's going on?
I'm just sitting back reflecting, you know. Um, I had made a goal to leave my job by March of this year. It happened March of this year. I had made a goal saying that in June, I will go back to work and I would accept a position in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I am here now. I did it. I had made a goal that I was going to drive up to my apartment, right? It didn't happen like that. you know, but it sometimes we get thrown off our route, but we just take a detour. And that
Mm-hmm.
detour along the way, like you was saying earlier, you have to enjoy that journey. So right now, I'm not at my apartment like I had planned, but the apartment kind of catfished me, y'all. I drove up and it was nothing like the website said. And I'm like looking around, like, looking at online, like this ain't the same. Like, so I feel catfished. But with that, I saw a lot of red flags. And it just made me reminded myself that it's not always what we plan in between, right? I had my vision. I got there. However, those speed bumps, it's all right. Like you said, they're lessons I learned. Next time I'm gonna do it different. Cause I learned some ways, and I'll have some things already lined up. I will move a little bit different. So I definitely needed to hear that. And I have always been the type to like have your New Year's resolutions or whatever. That was me. And I love to I kept them in my wallet. I kept my New Year's resolutions in my wallet, and I would literally check them off at the end of the year. Yep, I did that. Yep, I did that. And then I transitioned into a vision board. And I am halfway through that vision board, and everything that I said that I was going to accomplish, I have done so far. So you definitely have to write it down. You definitely have to plan. You definitely have to have a why. I had my why. We'll talk about that later. It's way too big. However, you just have to go for it. And I was scared. I'm still scared because I feel like, I don't know. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm the archer. I see that bullseye. I'm going for it. That's all I know. So you just got to do it.
You're saying so much, and we're hoping that you guys are out here really understanding that it's June. So, those things that you may have put on a piece of paper, maybe in October or November of even last year, it's still doable. Um, it's still doable. And we have to remember that we serve a God that works outside of time. So while we're trying to figure out how he gonna work it out, he already worked it out. So we have to really keep the faith. I was talking to my mentee today. It's been a busy day, somewhat stressful, but I've really been pressing. When I tell you every distraction that could have come, could have came, could have knocked me down, it really tried to today. And I was like, something must be getting ready to happen if I'm still standing and I feel like in the matrix just dodging stuff all day long. Like for real, like that's how I felt. Um, so here's what I'm saying to those of you who it's June, you're looking back and you're like, well, what have I accomplished? Um, Tonight or whenever you're watching this, press the reset button and stop blaming yourself for what didn't happen the first 6 months of this year. Stop looking at yourself as a failure. Stop looking at yourself as like you're not enough. It happened, period. There's no dot, 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 because dot, dot, dots typically mean to be continued. It happened, period. Now you have to stand up, or in the Bible, walk and take your bed and lay it down in a different place with a whole different mindset, with a whole nother shift, and to take these nuggets that Roberta has shared and to implement them within your life. Get some accountability. Get some people around you that are just as serious about making things happen as you are. 2018 was a year I got rid of people. And I tell you, hey, there's no shame in my game. Did I get rid of people the right way? No, I didn't. I didn't. I was rude with it. I was like, we can't be friends, and here's why. I was just, and I know now, I know differently that wasn't the way to handle that. But what I've learned by putting myself in these places and spaces with different people that move and shake like I do is that when they move and shake like I do, when we move just like that, something gonna happen because we in alignment. So get around people who are mover and shakers that believe like you believe, and you when it happens for you, it's gonna happen for them, and when it happens for them, it's gonna happen for you. And you have to trust and believe that. A lot of times we want to isolate ourselves when things aren't going well, and that's not healthy because that's the best time for the enemy to attack our playground, which is the mind. He loves to get up in the mind and have wreak havoc. And we have to understand who we are in God to not allow that to happen. Write the vision and make it plain. Sometimes it will not make sense until God adds water to it. And it might be through someone in your accountability circle that has the water that you need. But if you're so isolated to where you think it's all gonna happen on your own, you're gonna be sadly in this place December 31st. So get up and move like we're doing this rock your body challenge, rock your spirit challenge, rock your mindset challenge, and get yourself together. Get you some good old paper pen and let that be so you can really move. And so by the time the 31st comes of December, you like, I got this, and done. And be proud of yourself and have learned that 6 months is enough time for you to get things done. So that's all I got.
I was just gonna say to you, Takar, even if you, like you said, you still have time to get things accomplished, but even if you got like this really big goal and you don't complete it by the end of the year, at least start on it. At least you could say, I've started it. You know what I mean? You don't want to get to the end of this year and it's just like, I didn't do it. I didn't even work on it. At least start it. That's what I say.
That's so good. What you got, Sharika? Then we're gonna take a commercial break.
Yeah, I was just thinking about what you said, rock your spirit and rock your mindset, right? So a journey for a mental journey can also take you on a spiritual journey if you're tapping into the right kind of source, right? But not that you could tap into the wrong kind of source. But if you are a God fearing person and you're sorting your mindset out, it's gonna take you on a spiritual journey, right? But that mindset is key, like key, key foundation, because if you have a goal, and I always say this, if you can think of it, if you can dream, if it's crossing your mind every now and again, it's only because it's possible. There is no other reason. The one single reason that you're having this vision, the one single reason that it keeps popping into your head is because it's possible. And there are going to be doubters, there are going to be haters, and it says, I think this is Les Brown's favorite quote: if there is no enemy within, the enemy without can do no harm. And that's 100% true, because if you get clear mentally about what you want and where you're going, of course thoughts that don't agree with it are going to pop up. But if you are clear about where you want to go, I promise you that you're going to be able to knock those thoughts out of the way. And it doesn't matter what anyone else says, you will be able to shrug them off, right? It will be able to roll off your skin like rain falling, raindrops rolling off the rooftop. Like, you need to get your mind right. So if you have a goal, if you have a vision, and if you're struggling to write it down, you're struggling to create that vision board, you're struggling to even begin, look at your thought process, right? Start there. And you might think, oh, this is not starting the goal, but it is. Really, it is starting. It's getting the process going, because if you're clear mentally, if you know where you're going, then you'll be able to take your first step. And all you need really is that first step. You see, once you show God that you have faith in what he promised you, or the dream he gave you, the vision he gave you, and you take that first step, he's gonna be like, yeah, she's ready, or yep, he's ready. And then he's gonna give you the next thing that you need to take the next step. And some of the things you might not even, it might not even correspond directly, at least not in your head, with what you are creating or you want to create. But just take that first step. That first step is integral to accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish. Takara, you're up.
Commercial. We're gone. So we've been talking about goal setting and how it equals alignment. One thing that I want to talk about real quick, about 9 days ago, we started this challenge called the Rock Your Body Challenge. And it's been pretty dope. We have some fitness instructors that are they're not instructors, they're health and wellness specialists, because they give us like the tea and some. And they're so amazing at what they do. But the only way that you can gain access to the movement, to the challenge, go to our IG. You can see Rock Your Body there. I've been sharing it on my page. I've been sharing it in my stories. Scan the QR code and we'll enter you into the group. They have it where they're doing something every day. They talked about meal prepping this week. One of them does body sculpting, and she was putting some posts. I put a picture in the group. I said, girl, I need to know about that. Now, granted, she lives in North Carolina. I live in Illinois. But I was like, dang, I need to know about that right there. And so just the education part of it is really empowering, and the support as well. So Rock Your Body Challenge. The reason we created this, one of our co-hosts, She was given some pearls of wisdom. She dropped the jewel, and we kind of just ran with it. It's something that we have to be mindful of as women, especially to, put more time into being more healthy. It's really important to do that. So, real quick, before we end tonight's show, I do have a quote. Let's do quiet. It's quote time. And the only reason I'm doing this quote is because it's Albert Einstein. And I thought it was pretty dope. I am such a nerd, and I like Albert Einstein. So we're gonna see what he got to say about goal setting. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Right? If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Now, Albert Einstein, Albert Einstein, the one and only, he had a lot to say. I didn't know he knew anything about goal setting, but this is pretty dope. What do you guys think? Roberta, you want to go first?
That's a good one. I love that quote. I don't know. It's just like saying like keep your eye on the prize, I guess, you know what I mean? It's really focusing on your why, I guess is what you say. You can't always depend on others like we were saying before. Sometimes you can't depend on others to accomplish your goals. You got to do it for yourself. You got to be responsible for your own actions, your own goals sometimes. So I don't know. That's really, really good. I like that.
I thought it was really powerful. Wasn't expecting to find that. And I'll share my insight on it. But before we go any further, real quick, Roberta, let's talk about Zero to Strong, our networking with the Girls Breakfast that we host every Friday morning here. Let's talk about that real quickly.
Absolutely. So we have been doing Breakfast with the Girls. It's an online networking event for women entrepreneurs. And it has been, oh my goodness, it's been incredible. Women have been coming to just talk about their business, just share, give advice. Women have been able to collaborate because of these calls where they've, helped each other with their services or buying, products from each other or just helping with their clients. And it's just been a great opportunity to just build relationships amongst us, ourselves. And tomorrow we've got another one going on. It's if you want to find out more information about it, all you have to do is go to zerotostrong.org. It's going to be tomorrow, June 10th at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We do it all on Zoom. And we're also going to have a guest speaker to talk to us about the importance of branding. So that ought to be great.
Yes. So follow me or follow Roberta. Definitely go to Zero to Strong on IG and make sure that you guys are there tomorrow morning. But let's go ahead and continue chatting about this. I thought it was super dope that he said tie it to a goal. Like that really made me think. Because of the ups and downs that we have to go through, that work in the middle to get to the end part of receiving the goal. But at the same time, we talked about a little earlier, just working the middle and what we don't know that we're going to discover in the middle that can really bring us fruit throughout our years that we didn't expect to be a part of the journey, getting to the goal. So I thought that was hitting. Growth spurt, what you got for us?
So on an energetic level, the goal, the energy of that goal is going to pull you through, not the people or the things. So that's what I took from that. So yeah. And that right there, like when this whole transition thing, y'all just don't know. I'm going through so much transition right now. One of these days we'll talk about it. But yeah, definitely I'm just that's what I get from that, is that the energy of that goal, of your vision, that right there, that is what you focus on. That is what you shoot for. That is what you tie into. That is what you plug into. So,
Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. Plugging into. I think a lot of times we forget to plug in just to really be immersed in the whole goal that we're looking to achieve. Like I know for me, like you say squirrel and I'm this way and I'm really bad at it. I can get easily distracted. And then Roberta and I both talked about how as creatives we always got things going on and we want to do everything. So you kind of can't. Got to set a goal. But when that thing happens, it's gonna bless your soul. So Sharika Swaby, what we got? Jamaica.
I thought I was Sharika from Jamaica. You know, I actually thought my last name was from Jamaica.
Not funny.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't help it.
Not funny. Not funny. I normally don't say her last. Like Jamaica from Jamaica.
Precisely. That's how you always introduce me, Sonia. Oh my gosh. Anyways, if you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. It's funny, right? Because when Takara first said this, one of the things that popped in my mind is everybody wants you to tie your goals to them. And when you don't, they have a problem with it, right? People want to be they want to be the center of your world, and not that anything is wrong with that, but the minute you start to focus on you and where you're going, people start to saying because they don't know what's happening, and they want to be a part of what's happening. So they start to whisper over here and whisper over there, and you're hearing all kinds of things, right? Because people like when they're the center of your world. But the moment you take the attention on yourself and where you're going, people start having a problem. But somebody said something, Michaela said that the energy of your goal will pull you, right? And I've always said this. Purpose drives and vision pulls, right? So your purpose drives you to get the vision done, and the vision pulls you in the direction that you want to go. So I love this quote because we really should keep our eyes on the prize, as Roberta said, because that's where we're going. And guess what? If we pin our goals, if we focus on other people, those people are focusing on themselves, right? And where they're going, and you focus on them and you get distracted and you get caught up in their world and in what they're doing, and before you know it, they've accomplished what they want to accomplish and you're nowhere. You are nowhere. So you have to I know it sounds selfish when you say focus on yourself, but guess what? The better you are, the more you can give, right? The more love you have, the more you can share. The more success you have, the more you can share. The more knowledge you have, the more you can share. So it's not such a selfish idea. It's just the concept that we have of the things that we're doing. So lovely quote, Takara. I definitely love this one.
Roberta, take us on out for the night. The goal expert herself. And where can people stay in touch with you?
Oh, and Roberta, if you could give us a quick summary of the different things to do when setting your goal, like say 1, 2, 3.
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Oh, I was just saying, give us a quick summary of how to set your goals.
Okay. Yes. So, first of all, you just want to focus on your why. That is like really important. Always say, get yourself a great circle, mentor, coach, whatever you need. We all need someone, right? We're better together. That's for sure. And just, sometimes we just got to do it. Do it afraid if you've got to. Really figure out what the root cause of your fear is, and just move forward. That's the only way that we're going to be able to grow. They don't call it growing pains for no reason. It hurts to grow sometimes. So we got to do that to get out of our comfort zone. But just hang in there. Like Takara was saying, we still have a ways to this year. And even if you don't finish it, at least start it and celebrate. Celebrate the wins when you accomplish those goals. Don't just let it pass by. Celebrate the wins, write your goals down, and look at it every single day and get yourself a community. It's going to be great. So if you want more information about me, we do goal setting and really do a lot of networking with women. You can find me at zerotostrong.org. Thank you, ladies.
Okay, everyone. We hope that you enjoyed today's show. That's a wrap. We will see you next week. Have a fabulous rest of weekend, and next week until we see you again. Start setting your goals. Start writing down. Start small, as Roberta said. Right? Don't overdo it. Don't push yourself too hard, because then it's gonna get overwhelming, and you're just not gonna do anything. So start small, and we'll see you next week.
Women share to be bold and take risks. The talks, women say what they feel and mean what
A moment
they
there.
say.
I think it was a really long
Believe in
week
your
this week.
power, so much power. Yeah. The talks where